What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Gray Media. Josh here, checking in on you out there in wide angle, in widescreen, maybe in a double wide. I don't know, man. But what I will say is we are talking about 2000 NUTBAG. Okay? NUTBAG opens with a passage from 1 Corinthians, and that's about where the happiness and the positives stop, the opening frame. Okay? This is a film, if you're coming into NUTBAG expecting a polished horror experience, you've really are completely missed the point. This is something else. This is backyard horror filmmaking in its purest form. No studio oversight, no expensive special effects, no Hollywood actors, no real budget, I would imagine. Just a filmmaker with the camera and a dream, and absolutely nobody telling him no, apparently. So, Nick Palumbo's first film, NUTBAG, it's just that. It's kind of a mixed bag of mixed nuts, really, when you think about it. When you compare it to Murder Set Pieces just a few years later, it follows a very similar premise with a maniacal killer kind of stalking the streets of Las Vegas there. And yeah, it's just pure anarchy and gross out gore. That's all it is. That's really all they're trying to do here, is just meet a bunch of people, tell them your beliefs, whatever kind of crazy manifesto nightmare you have up in your head, kill them. To kill them dead, man. There's nothing else you need to know about this film. Okay? And yeah, you kind of guessed it. It's a sociopath who's had it up to here with a certain female occupation, if you know what I'm talking about. Lovely ladies of the night, escorts, whatever your preferred vernacular, they all must be destroyed. And in NUTBAG, that's the killer. That's his actual name. That's his job. That's what he's into. That's his Pinterest. And that's what he does. In NUTBAG, yeah, we follow the serial killer. He's just kind of hating on life, and he's just taking out the trash, so to speak. And he's had enough shit in his life. We get a little bit of a narration over a few scenes of murder and violence and dismemberment, so to speak. And our lead slowly becomes more and more pissed off at the world and his neighbors, to be honest. Notorious for the amount of carnage and gore on screen, NUTBAG is swift with its killing and also swift with its runtime. Thankfully, because there are parts of this movie that are kind of dull, kind of hard to believe, kind of just slow moving. There's a lot of this guy just leaned back in his car, kind of ranting at the world, not doing it as well as in Murder Set Pieces, just kind of driving around. There's probably 20 minutes of driving in this movie. I'm not trying to just shit on it. That's what happens. In the first 15 minutes, though, yeah, I mean, each person that you meet, you got to figure they're going to be topless really soon, and they're going to be in his apartment, and he's going to be completing some sort of various act, right? All sounds like fun and games at first until you're fucking face down in a bathtub. NUTBAG is mean. It's mean-spirited. It's just really just kind of slicing and dicing up the opposite. It really anybody that doesn't agree with you, but the opposite sex here. And yeah, we get more carnage with every minute that passes. We get a lot of nudity in this film as well. It's also presented in 4:3, which is kind of like, it kind of throws me off a little bit because it's just like it's zoomed in, and it's also like the picture, even though I think this is the first time it's been in Blu-ray, it's still kind of pixelated, and I think it's shot on digital, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a first time film. It can be a little bit jarring as well because there's not a lot of like soundtrack going on. There's not a lot of like special effects or sound effects going on when some of these kills are happening. And sometimes you've got a guy with the pig mask on and Texas Chainsaw Massacre merchandise all around him, tying people up, and yeah, maybe just a little a thud, like you don't need like stock or just something, because it's just kind of flat. Kind of made me feel just weird watching it in my living room at 2:00 during the day. But is that kind of the charm of NUTBAG? Probably. I mean, it's super cheap, it's just super sharp blood splatter as well. And there are scenes that are going to grab gore whores out there, no doubt about it. But some of this stuff, like I said, it is a little bit boring. And it's short, but it's just really just the ramblings of some fucking lunatic for like 76 minutes. He's got a spider that he loves to blow his fucking cigarettes in, which is unfortunate for the spider. Kind of feel bad for him. He doesn't exactly make nice with his neighbors. Anybody that he sees walking the streets is going to have an unfortunate end. So yeah, it's just kind of crude and kind of cheap, but I mean, there's a market for that, okay? For horror collectors and fans of outsider cinema, NUTBAG has developed quite a cult reputation over the years, and it, represents something increasingly rare. Pure, unfiltered, independent horror. And I'm for that. I'm definitely for that. And this is a cool release from Massacre Video. We're going to look at it here in just a second, because this is a movie that's made by fans, for fans. And will everyone enjoy it? No, probably not, because the acting's not great and there's not a lot of music, and the gore looks like he did it himself. All the appliances look like really homemade, but the color of the blood's incredible. There's a couple of really cool kills in this movie, but you can tell, like, this is the kind of movie, this is a first-time film. And there's no shame in that. Some viewers are going to shut it off after 10 minutes and be like, dude, you're disgusting. Why would you watch that? But I don't know if that says more about them or more about me, because this is one of the tamer movies in my extreme horror collection. Yeah, so it's kind of for people, if you think August Underground's maybe like too hardcore or too grainy, this is like a little bit easier to look at in a way. It's kind of weird, it's kind of messy, kind of amateurish, and this came out at the dawn of the 20th century, though, right? Or the new millennium, I should say. I'm sorry. But somehow people still talk about it and still really like it, and I think Nick Palumbo is a super interesting guy. I really loved Murder Set Pieces, and I think that's really, like, I wish that I'd watched this first and then watched Murder Set Pieces, because that's like taking the same formula and like hyper violence and just like hyper stylized, better music, better acting, better kills, better budgets. Everything was just bigger and better. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with this. This is a cool release, though. Let's check it out. This is from Massacre Video, so you get pretty good quality with them. As you can see here, we've got a slide out slipcase. This is embossed, or it's kind of like raised up, right? So that feels really nice. And then on the back, you've got a scene of, there wasn't a ton of special features on this either. Like, I watched what special features there was in like 10 minutes, because just like there's like galleries, there's a couple of trailers. It does have subtitles. Here's your inside of the DVD as well. And it says on the front, warning, there are scenes of graphic violence and graphic torture in this film. Viewer discretion is advised. Here's the inside. And if you're wondering what that little beautiful passage says, I am down on horrors and I shan't quit ripping them. Okay. A little bit of disc art. There's the back, which is very similar to the back of the front. So yeah, man, this thing's at Massacre Video, and I got this sent to me to review from Valoria Video. So shout out to Tony. This is number 49 in their line if you're a sick collector like myself. I got like 10 to 15 different Massacre Videos, so I definitely don't collect them all, but they always come like super high quality. And even though this is kind of like a cheaply made film, it does look pretty good for the elements that it has. So if you want to own this in your collection, man, go to Valoria Video right now and type in Beyond the Grave 10 in all caps and save yourself 10% off. And yeah, let me know what you think, man. Like I said, it's short, it's sweet. It's crude. There's a market for it. There's definitely a market for it. It's not going to be the most shocking film you've ever seen, but I mean, it's kind of what I think is really cool about this movie is this is where Murder Set Pieces started. So I think it's cool owning it just for that, because it's crazy to see like the jump in his ability as a director. Like, it is night and day. But this thing looks like something you would make with your buddies and just kind of throw together, and probably just a bunch of females that are busty. So until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe, talk some shit down there. Let me know what you think of NUTBAG. And my apologies, I think I've called it Nut Job a few times. That might be even weirder. But NUTBAG, yeah, man, it was an experience. So go swoop it up today at Valoria Video. Until next time, take great care of yourselves. I love you so much. Cheers.